Okay, so we're about to hit our second longest train ride. This one is to Savannah, Georgia. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Yep, this is gonna be a long one. It'll be fun though. This is the train yard that you see driving on the highway. Alright, here is 195. This is part of the Downtown Expressway. There's Carytown right up there. And that is Portland. It's a road that we run a lot. We're gonna end up going across the James River. We're on the infamous train trestle bridge. This is westbound on the river, and that's the interstate, Poway Parkway, Route 76. And this is the other side of the river. You can sort of see downtown over there. That was Riverside Drive. Now this train stop is Jank Road. I used to cross over this all the time when I was a kid.
1850 and 1855 by the Central and Georgia Railroad, which was one of the first in the state. It was established to help bring cotton back to Savannahsport instead of going up to our rival to the north. 78, the British captured the city of Savannah. Almost 1 year later, there was an effort by the Americans and their French allies to recapture the city. They were unsuccessful in the span of 55 minutes or so it's a huge win for them. If you'd like to learn more about that battle, we do have programs about it coming out of the History Museum across the street and what used to be the passenger station. We'll be doing that tomorrow and for the rest of the week at 10:30, 12:30, and 2:30 is when those programs take place. Yes, but we do have a combo ticket for these two museums, so to show your receipt, you can upgrade the difference. That is its current entry today. As we go, I'd like to encourage you to very carefully poke your heads out the windows and have a look at the turntable's mechanisms at either end. Please do be careful because if you fall out the window, that ruins both your day and mine. And mostly my day that I'm here. Please don't fall out. Stop is going to be the paint shop on the far side of the property. Pretty much everything we've got around us at the moment was used in the repair of the steam locomotives. But everything on the far side of the property side was abandoned. There were homeless folks living. Alright, so the carpentry shop is now coming into view right over here. It does not have a roof and it's got these blue beams on the front side to support the walls. As you can see, all these buildings down this end have these big doorways on the front pulpit. You may also notice that we will be entering the paint shop through this bay here behind me. This is the We're going next to us here, this red car is made entirely out of steel and it was owned by the Seaboard Airlines Group.
Creepy doll room. Yeah. Ready? So welcome on upstairs, my dears. Come on up. You're more than welcome to walk around. Look inside your room, take pictures as you like, please. Even while I'm talking. It doesn't hurt my feelings if you don't just stand there staring at me the entire time. I know I'm fabulous, but it's not needed. But welcome again, my dears, to the bedroom floor of the Andrew Lowe house. Women in this house. But in all honesty, now each and every one of these rooms was named after the red. How about we start with the room on my left? This gorgeous rosy red room over here was the Lowe bedroom. Named after the women of the Lowe family. Mary's room, but died inside it as well. Mary Lowe in 1863, and Juliet right at that window seat in 1927. But because of the two respective deaths, it does exude a sense of sadness at random times. Sandbag before it could arrive. And according to eventually it passing us, the home needed to be de-sandbagged. The duty of two society women. Where one of these women was, in fact, very much a no-nonsense kind of lady. Even she could not deny not to return for the next few weeks. Yes, she was told, in fact, the day that she just happened to be in this house was none other than the anniversary of the death of Mary Lowe in this room. June 17th, my favorite day off. I do want to give you guys this one last opportunity to finish walking around, taking any last pictures. Or I just have impeccable timing. I love when that happens. Now that little bell, do not ring, not for the bell tolls, it's for us. We're not going to... That is very fair. That is understandable. Me too. But as we do make our way on in this room, I would love to welcome y'all to the parlor rooms of the Andrew Lowe home. Now, as we do make our way on in, more than welcome to film the entire room. I want you all to take this opportunity to take pictures while you still can. Might I suggest if anywhere inside of these mirrors. As we do make our way on in, more than welcome to film the entire room. Come on in, my dears. Once more, welcome to the parlor rooms of the Inconvenience. To keep the thing playing, it needs to be retuned every 2 to 3 hours. Yes, incredibly inconvenient. It's so incredibly out of tune today that it'd be impossible for any music to be coming out of it. Does it stop it? No. You can and you will hear perfectly in tune old-timey piano music that still floats through these halls. And if you don't believe me, I've had to hear it myself, working alone in this house. It was great. I loved it. It's like my favorite thing. Now you see this green room right over here, again, was the library itself. Though we're still a fairly large group, we're more than welcome to trickle into this little side room adjacent as well. But we won't go all the way into this one just yet. I saved the best for last. But I can still fill a few more human souls into my tiny little room, and if anybody thinks they have the courage enough to stand beside me. Anybody got the gumption? There we go. We had a very interesting occurrence during the early 2000s. The story goes that the former director of the house was awaiting the arrival of 2 society women very early in the morning. But even earlier than he expected, down the staircase here, you can hear the door open and close. Women's heeled shoes, women's talking floating up that staircase. Just rightfully assuming it's those ladies. He's standing about right where I am, trying to greet them. And finding nobody. And stranger than how somehow, suddenly, those voices were going all the way towards the grand staircase. Trying to follow the woman regardless. Up the stairs he went, crossing the bedroom floor, going all the way into the low bedroom that y'all saw earlier. But upon coming into the room, not a single soul in sight. And those voices just stopped altogether. Thoroughly befuddled, like anybody, he'd come all the way back downstairs, trying to ask his employee if anybody had even entered the house at all. Hours later, he'd proceed to ask them if they had been in the home at any time. Nor were they in this house. They weren't even in the city at the time. I still believe it's likely Lowe women arriving home even to this day. Gotta love the ambiance by the original clock in the house. Thank you. Appreciate that. But now we're going to be heading our way into my bed last. But now, just like the parlor rooms, we're going to come all the way on in, fill in the room. Now, the formal dining room was where the family would hold their lavish dinner parties for the social elite. Though at the end of these dinners, ladies rising from the chairs to retire to the parlor rooms, where the gentlemen, y'all would stay here in your seats. Now, if I could take pictures into this mirror. Because many people, especially those towards the doorway, will often see a man whose head nearly hits the top of that doorway. That's almost 8 feet tall. He's completely dressed from head to toe in black Victorian mourning clothing. Sometimes he wears a bowler hat, because apparently he wants to be fancy. But if there's any constant, it's that every single time we see him, there's one thing that never changes. He has no eyes in his face. Only gaping black holes where they should be, but they ain't. So if anybody does get a picture of this gentleman, for the love of all that's good and holy, just don't show me. explore. Y'all enjoy being here.
Thank you.
The Lord has received our praise. Victory is ours, and our country will suffer no more. Tell them.
Now, it was not illegal to drink. It was illegal to sell, manufacture, and transport alcohol. So if you're already at it, correct. Now, we have an income tax because it's going to make up the tax revenue of the South. So that's how they were going to fix it. Now, if you know the loophole in this, you got to think about it. How many voted before anything? Guess what? John being the original John, Christ are celebrating this death. You know, when Jacob in the storehouse in Cornbread, men will walk up right now, wicked Messiah.
Well, let me tell you what I think. This is the way of their life. This is just a family heritage and a tradition. Then, Prohibition started. Prohibition says you can't make alcohol no way, legal or illegal. All the city saloons closed, all the business, you cannot buy, drink, sell alcohol nowhere.
way to transport it is in your baby carriage.
Right to close the rest of it.
No, she came back from the bathroom and she wanted to go sit, so. I guess there's someplace else to sit.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
What's your knee?
Thank you.